I want to speak to you this morning about running, and I would like you to watch the first video clip.
Oh.
Oh, right, okay. See, starting is great, isn't it? When you start running, it's fantastic. When you start out in faith, it's brilliant. Everything is just so fresh. I know if you can, I said earlier, some of us have been Christians longer than we care to remember. But when you think back how exciting it was when you first found out about it. I remember I came home and said, "Mom, I'm a Christian." She said, "Yes, so am I." But I was excited, and everything was just so new, and so, prayer was great, and God did his thing, and it was fantastic. The Bible was hard to understand, but nevertheless fascinating, the stuff that Jesus got up to. Everything is new. You realize that there is a work to be done. But that's okay. You realize that some of this is going to be hard work, but that's also okay. When Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 9:24, he writes, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes into strict training. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever." I was thinking about that. In a Christian sense, we don't run to win against competition, even though sometimes in churches it might feel like that, because we try our best to trip the other ones up and to drag the other ones down so that we get to the finish line first. But that's not the aim of the picture that Paul has. He means do the best you can. It's about your own performance, not about getting there before somebody else. But there's work to be done, because we have to, as Gordon MacDonald writes, we have to reorganize our lives, whose lives organized around Jesus, his character, his call to a serving life, and his death on the cross for their sins. And that takes a bit of doing, doesn't it? Just like in training, when you train to run, it's difficult. Priorities have to be adjusted. Your time management has to shift. Your attitudes sometimes jar within yourself, and so on. There's a multitude of things that have to be rejigged and put in different orders and priorities. But then slowly but surely you settle into a rhythm, don't you? When I run, breathe out, 3 steps, breathe in, 3 steps, breathe out, 3 steps, and you settle into a steady rhythm. Thank you. You breathe in and you breathe out. Breathing in, 3 steps, I said. 3 steps breathing in. The first one would be prayer. There it is. Fantastic. This works too well. I was thinking of the point. We pray, we read the Bible, we engage in fellowship. Those are the 3 things. And that's taking in, that's building up. And at the same time, we want to breathe out. And we want to give out. We want to be compassionate. We want to tell other people about Jesus. And we want to serve. And the important thing is that we do that in balance. Can we go to the balance thing? That's it. Next one. Balance. Excellent. Balance is important. If you take too much in and don't breathe enough out, you'll end up like a balloon. Right? You get fat, and then you can't run. In running, you only breathe a lot, really, because you only breathe in a lot because you breathe out a lot. Breathing in actually makes you breathe out. Have you ever thought of that? You breathe in, and that's why you breathe out. Without breathing in, you can't breathe out. And the only reason you breathe out is because you breathe in. And in faith, it's the same. You know, it's strange, isn't it? People can consume Christianity, can consume faith without ever releasing it. I don't know how that works. I don't know where they put it all. You know, you just blow up, and I don't know. It gets, for me, it's uncomfortable to watch. Have you ever thought of that? When you see these, you know, these really big people on telly, you know, fattest man on earth or something like that. Or kids like watching these things, and then you see him eat a burger. Just you know, put some salad in. You know, it's uncomfortable to watch. It's uncomfortable to watch Christians just stuff in their face and not actually giving anything out. And it makes me also wonder how they pray and how they read their Bible, because those things actually speak a lot about giving out. How do you pray to God, and how do you really connect with Him well and not give out when He's so much about reaching out? When Jesus' whole existence is about coming and seeking and finding. And then there's the too much out as well, where it's out of sync. Too much out and not enough in. I know more about that. It's called running dry. It might work for a while, but then after a while, the cracks start showing. And then eventually the whole thing collapses, because it's just it's not supported, is it? When you watch Wimbledon, sometimes the presenters say what they're going to do what the players will do afterwards. They exhaust themselves for like 5 hours on the court. You know, an hour's tennis is a lot, and then 5 hours competitive at their level. Don't know how they manage it. But then after the game, they stretch out and they perhaps have a bit of physio, and then they stuff their faces with carbohydrates to get the energy back that they're given out. Otherwise, they just wouldn't be able to play again in a couple of days at that level. They have to restock, and that's important. So it's breathe in and out in a steady rhythm. I think that's really important. You create a steady rhythm. You breathe in, you breathe out. You found rhythm in your faith. You know, it sort of flows. God has found His place in your life, or perhaps you allocated a place for Him in your life. It's probably more to the point. But then see, the Christian life isn't a sprint. It's probably not even a marathon. It's more like an endurance race. And God sets the pace. And then you hit the wall. Let's have a look at the clip.
Keep it up, mate.
Do you know Mr. Dorset?
Oh, I'm the assistant coach.
Oh, really? What's your name?
Mr. Post, that's the Post.
Got.
Okay, just call me John. It was me who discovered his potential.
I can't breathe. My head's gonna explode.
He's not gonna make it.
I have to stop.
No.
I'm sorry.
You can't. What are you doing? You can't stop. You're nearly there.
What? How much further?
It's a little tiny 9 miles.
Okay.
He's hit it.
Okay, baby, let's get you to bed. Jakey. Dennis.
Dennis?
Dennis Doyle, a clothing store security guard running for the last 10 3/4 hours on basically one leg, is refusing to rest until this race is run. Unbelievable.